What's up, guys? Welcome back to another RBT video, and we're gonna go over some news today. Some sad news. Rob Gronkowski it looks as if is not going to come back to the Buccaneers this season. He looks like he's retiring after 11 seasons, as you see on the screen, after four Super Bowls. And I mean, he's 33. He's hanging him up for now, but we'll see. I mean, if this is the end, this isn't like a Tom Brady retirement where he thinks about it for 40 something days and says, "I'm coming back." We'll see, but there are some funny things we're gonna talk about later. But if it's official, plus, how do you feel about this? Gronkowski not coming back. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about it in our video about the tight ends. We did a tight end preview, and we discussed, Gronk. Oh, he's going to come back. Right around training camp, he'll sign a deal to return. But yeah, obviously, the retirement comes out today, and I think this is official. I don't see him, coming back, during the season, but you can never say never, especially with the way this offseason has happened. And, we've had so many retirements and then unretirements. And so, yeah, I mean, you always got to leave that door open, as, Jason Light likes to say, keep that door open all the time. And, but with Rob, obviously it was a great 2 seasons with the Bucs, and we're very thankful for him being a part of. And obviously we got to see him play live at Raymond James Stadium, which was pretty awesome, seeing a Hall of Famer and probably the best tight end to ever do it in this game. Obviously 4 championships, and he put up a lot of production, a lot of numbers, and even with the Bucs last year, he had one of his better seasons overall, a very good season. So plus he overcame, injuries. And I think that's probably one of the reasons he decided to hang it up. He got, hit a lot last year and took some, unfortunate injuries to the ribs and etc. So it was a good time to call it a career. And obviously he's accomplished everything he wanted to in the NFL.
Actually, I'm just realizing that I can do this with Pro Football Reference. I just highlighted the 2 years, and it brings up his total stats. That's awesome. So, if you guys didn't know, cool. We learned together. 1,400 yards in those 2 seasons with the Buccaneers and 13 touchdowns. Yeah, he was big part of the offense. 100 catches. I mean, a lot of good things. I mean, he's Tom Brady's best friend and number one pass catcher pretty much in his time in New England. So when he comes over, he's going to be a pretty big part of the offense. But let's keep going on to what Gronk said. This was kind of cool. This is really cool, actually. So in college, he had an assignment of what he wanted to write, eventually what he wanted for his future. So what did he write about? So I wrote that I wanted to play in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for many seasons or many reasons. The sunny weather, number one. I completely forgot about the writing this report until 2 years ago when I had the opportunity to join the Buccaneers. I mean, that's awesome that he literally wrote that, remembered it, and then just this sign off all together. I mean, it looks heartfelt, looks like it's official. I mean, he's going back to his retirement home, but this end off, cheers to what's next, maybe sailing the seas, or we'll see. I mean, you see the fans over here, no, it is what it is. I mean, that's pretty much probably why there was these 2 tight ends taken in the draft, but Gronkowski, if this is official, we'll miss you. But let's look at some of the reactions from fans. Uh, Step 1, retire. Step 2, skip all of OTAs and most of training camp while partying. Not a bad idea. Step 3, return to the Bucs. I would want this in September. Ramp up to peak at playoffs. And then step 4, sex. That sounds like a Gronkowski plan. Plan is in effect.
I mean, it very well could be the plan for him. I mean, you can't rule anything out, and that's why I even talked about it on our Twitter today that I still expect him to be out there week 1 against the Cowboys, but you know uh, it looks like this is probably the end for Gronk. And obviously it was a great career, and I wish him the best. I think he's going to succeed at whatever he does, whatever that may be. He's very successful off the field already. Obviously he's been part of the wrestling world. I know some people think he's going to go back into wrestling. He's been a big part of broadcasting and on TV and doing a lot of different things. So I could see him being like some type of influencer, being one of those guys that, gets out in front of, just social media and has a big influence there. So it'll be interesting to see what path he takes. We joked about it today that maybe he'll go to the sidelines to work under Brady
Yeah.
as Brady goes to the broadcasting booth and he's the sideline reporter. I think that would be hilarious. I don't know how I don't know how serious.
Let me throw it down to you, Gronk, right?
Yeah.
God, that'd be
So
official.
yeah, that would be pretty exciting to see. But yeah, I still feel like he's going to be involved in football in some fashion. But obviously, this was it, and obviously a great 2 years with the Bucs, and obviously the Patriots as well. But we're always going to remember these past 2 seasons.
Oh yeah. I mean, he got us a championship. He caught a big 2 touchdowns in the championship game. So 2 tutties.
Yeah.
Let's get it give it up to Gronk. But before I play this video, Tom Brady's response to Gronkowski's retirement. This is kind of hilarious. He has a little phone call. I'm going to be calling you up. And then this little comment. Why play with our hearts? Gronkowski's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, said that Gronk could still come out of retirement if Tom Brady calls during the season. Come on now. I mean, like you said, the season's insane. I mean, Brady's tweeting this out, and we'll see. I mean, still, he said he's retired. Let's see what happens 40 or so days later, and then you have fans doing stuff like this, which is just hilarious.
A little tired, but Gronk reporting.
Dude, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome stuff. Hey, but to face reality, if he's not on the roster, let's break it down. So we
Mhm.
kind of broke this down in the tight end video. If Gronk's not here, Cam Brate's your number one. And you got the rookies, Kate Otten, O'Keefe stepping into big roles. I mean, O'Keefe may have been like a let's see if he's even gonna make the roster, practice squad type of guy to now possibly making it and being a vital piece of the puzzle. So
Mhm.
and that's if, again, we got to put it in quotes because Gronk, you never know with the drama that is the NFL. He could come back, but realistically, he's retired right now. This is your number 1 through 3, and what do you think of it?
I think it. I mean, I think it's an okay, solid group. I would say that. Obviously, the two rookies, you don't know what you're going to get from them, right off the bat. But obviously, just watching their film, I think they'll be ready to be in a position where they can contribute, and they're smart football players. They're more mature players as well. So I think they'll be okay in what they'll be asked to do, which is mainly block. And I think that's something they can be successful at early on. Cam Brate, I think, will be just fine. He's been a consistent tight end for us over the years. I think he's a guy that can play more of his role where he's out split wide, or he can just, go up the seams and be dependable for Tom Brady catching the football. And obviously, Brady already has a repertoire with Cam Brate. Is comfortable with him. So I think that will be fine. I really like Kate Otten, so I think he's gonna progress and be kind of a surprise, I think, to most Bucks fans. I think a lot of Bucks fans are not expecting him to do much this year, but I think he can step up in a big way, especially with the opportunities that he will get. And then O'Keefe, just let him block. Just let him block, man. Just let him block. Uh, I know there's been a lot of talk today with the Gronk announcement that, oh, let's go get a veteran. Let's go get, a
Just
Jared
put that
Cook.
to bed. Put that to bed
What?
right now. Put those crap rumors
I
right.
mean, I could see them bringing in maybe a veteran that's on the street, but he's not going to be the savior. Like he's not going to be a Gronk. There's going to be no Gronk coming into the building. Like no one's that guy. So, um, and
Well, I
first
mean,
of all,
just to go on to that, and
yeah.
then there's people crying about, oh, you just let OJ walk. Hey, yeah, OJ walked because for one, he didn't produce as much as we thought he would in the Bruce Arians offense. And why is that? Because we don't look for tight ends that often.
Mhm.
Tom Brady had a huge repertoire continuity with Gronkowski, so clearly he's going to throw him the ball. I trust him. OJ got a little bit of it, then he tore his Achilles, and just things were downhill since then. He has it with Cam Brate. This offense isn't designed to throw the ball to the tight end. They've said it plenty of times. But again, when you have a literally Hall of Famer at tight end that has all the experience and reps with your Hall of Fame quarterback, yeah, they're going to get a connection. They're going to get the ball thrown to him. So, guys, don't think that we have no weapons now. All hell's going to break loose. How quickly the things fall down. No, you still got your Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage. Chris Godwin, let's see how he comes back. Don't rush it. But still, the wide receiver room is loaded. That's what they want to do.
Mhm.
Tight ends, that's just a luxury. And Cameron Brate can still do a lot in the pass catching capacity. Kate Otten, O'Keefe can both block, can both do both things, to be honest. So I think
Mhm.
that was the writing on the wall and why they drafted those guys.
Yeah, I think that was the misconception of today. Like, I see tweets out there that, let's trade a 1 or a 2 for a tight end. I'm like, "No, we're not gonna do
Who?
that."
First of all, who? Second of
Yeah.
all, why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? And like Mark said, this offense is designed for the receivers. It's a receiver-based offense designed to go through the quarterback passing game. The receivers are gonna lead the way, and you have 2 of the best receivers in the game, and quite frankly, a number 3 that is very underrated in Russell Gage that I think is gonna step up and show out to a lot of people, and earn that $10 million. So you got a good group right there. I feel comfortable with the tight end room. I think it's going to be just fine. Now, could they add maybe a Kyle Rudolph or someone like that? Sure. I mean, just to bring them in as insurance and be the extra piece just in case one of these rookies isn't ready. Yeah, I could see that. But right now, I feel confident with Cam Brate leading the way. He has been a starter before. He was a very good starter before Gronk got here. He's had some struggles with injuries, but I think he's pretty healthy right now, and it should be fine. I think he's actually going to embrace this opportunity, and it's a great opportunity for the whole room. Guys like Cody McElroy now have a better chance of making the team. So a lot of good options here, I think, still for the Bucs at tight end. And again, it's not a position that's going to be relied upon a lot because of what we have at receiver.
And I mean, food for thought before we head out. Gronkowski was on the field when we lost to the Rams. I mean, yes, it was a shit show on that right side of the line. I agree because of the injuries, but still, he was there. Antonio Brown wasn't. Chris Godwin wasn't. I think a lot of it is the receivers. Don't look too much into it that we need a first round caliber tight end. We don't necessarily need that. We need to stay healthy on the outside. This offense literally is driven by the wide receivers. I loved Gronk the 2 years he was here. Everything was fun. It was literally upbeat. Playoff Lenny turned into playoff Lenny, I think, because of Gronk and keeping that easygoing atmosphere in the sideline. But other than that, guys, let us know what you feel like down below with Gronkowski. Comment down below. Are you going to miss him? Is he going to come back? You never know. Other than that, guys, subscribe if you haven't. Like the video for us. Help support the channel. And with that said, until the next one.